Hey there, hanging out at GEAPS in 2021 in Columbus, Ohio. And I wanted to ask Karl a couple questions and talk about the grain industry overall and what it's meant to KE and the history and how KE got started in the grain industry and what all that looks like.
So I was just telling Jason the first GEAPS that I ever went to was in 2013 in Nebraska somewhere. I don't remember where. Omaha, Nebraska. So been coming to GEAPS now since 2013, and actually just talked to a guy that had a booth right across from us in 2013. So the grain industry is really just a close-knit group of people, and it's a great group of people. And I think half of coming here is not only the customer interaction, but all the different vendors and distributors and people that we meet and deal with, and just great people at the end of the day. And from the grain industry itself, I mean, we started in grain from the late 1989 is when the company started. We've been working in the grain industry ever since, and that got us into flour milling and into feed milling. And we don't grain and feed and flour inside and out. So.
Yep. And thinking back on a lot of good early day projects and having those successful projects, which then the customers took us broader and wider and really grew the geographic reach.
Yep.
Probably stretched the norm out of the company in the early days. And,
one of the first flour milling customers, which every flour mill has a grain elevator tied to it, right? So that touches this industry. And the very first plant manager that I'd ever worked for was Steve Matson, and it was would have been a Cargill flour mill at the time. I actually saw him last week, and he told me to tell you hello. Earlier this week, we did a trade show and IOM event, and Steve was there and brought back some good memories of sitting in front of him and trying to get him to spend some money and do some projects and help him solve problems. So.
And you think about those relationships over the years, and it's great people, and that's what the industry mostly means to me is the good people, salt of the earth, and they're just looking for you to do a good job for them and represent them well, and he's done that.
And I think that's what helps drag us across the country is you're not doing it for the business, you're doing it for the person that's asking you to do it, right? Because you're helping them solve a problem.
Yep, absolutely.